going live. Okay, I think you all can say behind me. I guess you all can unmute yourself. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Gaurachandra Gauravrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gauravrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gauravrinda.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So if someone can please track time for me when it is like 40 minutes into the class, can someone please tell me?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
write to me. Oh, Sapna is there. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we can we'll discuss first Sikshashtakam prayer today. So the readers can raise their hands, please. Who did not read in Rupa Mataji's class, they can raise their hand. Sapna, you can unmute, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Lord
So reading
Chaitanya
from-
Mahaprabhu
Reading, one second, reading from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and we are on the section of Lord Chaitanya's mission. See in the book Introduction, then Lord Chaitanya's mission, we are here. Go ahead, Sapna.
Mataji, shall I start? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his disciples to write books on the science of Krishna, a task with which his followers have continued to carry out down to the present day. The elaborations and expositions on the philosophy taught by Lord Chaitanya are in fact most voluminous, exacting and consistent due to the system of disciplic succession. Although Lord Chaitanya was widely renowned as a scholar in his youth, he left only 8 verses called Shikshashtaka. These 8 verses clearly reveal his mission and precepts. These supremely valuable prayers are translated here. 1. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is a life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Okay, thank you. So there are 8 prayers. They're all given in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, chapter 12. Chapter 20. And we will share the document of the prayers in your WhatsApp group. So before you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, please recite all these prayers every day before the japa. So the first prayer is what we're going to address today. And I will sing, and then whoever wants to sing can raise their hands. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Okay, Mataji, go ahead, please.
Cheto darpanamarjanam भवमहां दावाग्निर्वापणं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाबुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनम् सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं Hare
You're
Krishna.
singing so nicely. Thank you. Gayatri Mataji.
I raised my hand for reading, Mataji. Even then, I'll try.
Okay.
Cheto darpanam marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya vadu jivanam anandambudi vardhanam pratipadam purnamruta swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Very nice. Thank you. Vijayanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shri Sishtastakam. Cheto darpana marchanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam Anandambudhi vardhanam pratipadam Purnamruta swadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare
Very
Krishna
nice. Sumati
Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Sumati Mataji. Oh, you muted yourself. Go ahead, please. And then Jaya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam Anandambudhivardhanam pratipadam Purnamrita swadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Who is next? Jaya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamadavan nirvapanam Shreya kerava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam ananda buddhivardhanam pratipadam punyamita swadanam sarvatma snatpanam param vijayate Shri Krishnam Sankirtanam. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Very nice. Kirti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Haribol.
Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purnamritas taswadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijyate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice. Thank you, Mataji. Deepa Rani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Okay, so everyone will say word to word. Please say behind me, please. And if you have a background noise, please don't unmute yourself. Chetaha means of the heart.
Chetaha of the heart.
Darpan, the mirror.
Darpan, mirror.
Marjanam, cleansing.
Marjanam, cleansing.
Bhava, of material existence. Mahadava, Davagni, the blazing forest fire.
Mahabhakti, the blazing forest fire.
Nirvapanam, extinguishing.
Nirvapanam, extinguishing.
Shreya, of good fortune.
Shreya of good fortune.
Kairava, the lotus, the white lotus.
The white lotus.
Chandrika, the moonshine.
Chandrika, the moonshine.
Vitarinam, spreading.
Vitaranam,
Vidya, of all education.
Vidya
of all education.
Vadhu, wife.
Vadhu, wife.
Jivanam, the life.
Jivanam,
the life.
Ananda, the of bliss.
Ananda of bliss.
Ambudhi, the ocean.
Ambudhi,
Buddhi,
the
the ocean.
Vardhanam, increasing.
Vardhanam, increasing.
Increasing.
Pratipadam, at every step.
Pratipadam at
Every step.
Purna Amrita, of the full nectar.
Amrita of
Of
full
nectar.
Ashvadanam, giving a taste.
Aswadanam, giving a taste.
Sarva, for everyone.
Sarva, everyone.
Atmasnapanam, bathing of the self.
Atmasnapanam, bathing of self.
Bathing, where were we?
Param,
the
Param
transcendental.
Transcendental.
Vijayate, let there be victory.
Vijayate,
Let there be victory.
Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, for the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna.
Shri
Krishna Sankirtanam,
for the
congregational,
holy name of Krishna.
the holy name of Krishna.
Thank you very much. So let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone, enables one to taste full nectar at every step. Omagyantimirandasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Prabhat ki jai, I think I did that. Okay, these are the prayers that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited towards the end of when he was wrapping up his pastimes from this planet. He was in a very, very deep mood of bhakti. So these prayers we only find 8 writings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no other writing. And these writings are very, very special. These writings are glorified. And actually it is said, Prabhupada said an interesting thing, that all the Vedic, all the scriptures that our acharyas have given up, like all of them, like Rupa Goswami Prabhupada has given us Nectar of Devotion, Ujjvala Nirmani. Jiva Goswami Prabhupada has given us different sandarbhas like Bhakti Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha, so many sandarbhas, and each sandarbha has more than 4 lakh verses, right? Our Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses, but their sandarbhas, he said all the writings of our acharyas are based on these 8 prayers. They're so deep. And this exhibits, these prayers have everything. Whatever elements of bhakti one needs, they are there. We have Bhakti Vinod Thakur, my spiritual master, gives very nice class on it. So I'm just speaking on what I have heard. That Bhakti Vinod Thakur Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada explains these prayers in deep mood, and they also explain and decode that how all the elements of the bhakti are there. Like there are 8 prayers, right? So Bhakti Vinod Thakur Prabhupada says something interesting. There are 8 prayers, and each prayer is a couplet for the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like Cheto Darpana Marjanam is equal to Hare Krishna. And then the second verse is Hare Krishna. And the third verse is Krishna Krishna, and then like that fourth verse is corresponds to Hare Hare, like that go on. So every verse is a couplet of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And also the 9 stages of bhakti which are there, beginning with Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan, Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. They're also embedded in all these prayers. Like some acharyas say that first prayer itself, this Chetodarpana Marjanam, itself has all the 9 stages of bhakti. And some others say that yes, they have all the 9 stages of bhakti, but then others also have, like the other 6 Shashtaka prayers, the other 7 also have the other stages of bhakti. Like for example, first stage, the first prayer has everything, but what is most emphasized is Shraddha, the faith. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us about the element of faith in chanting the holy name of Krishna. A conditioned soul has attraction for so many things. Actually, it comes down to 6 things which Krishna has, but because that's why he's called Krishna. So that brings up a question, that what is the meaning of Krishna? What is the meaning of the name Krishna? Yes, you can raise your hand. What does Krishna mean? What
All
does Krishna
attractive.
mean?
All
Very
attractive.
nice. Very nice. So what are the elements of attraction in that all attractive? How many are there and what are they? What are they and how many are there? So how many elements of attraction are we? There's so many, but what are we like? Yes, how many elements of attraction?
Is it 64?
Those are the qualities of Krishna. Like
Oh.
Krishna is called Bhagwan because why is Krishna called Bhagwan? Huh?
Opulences, Mataji.
Six opulences, Mataji.
Opulences. So 6. Very nice. So what are they?
Beauty, fame, beauty.
All beauty. We don't say beauty. We say all beauty.
All beauty. Yes.
Huh?
All fame, all renunciation,
Hmm.
then all
Then?
wisdom, all intelligence. No.
All knowledge. Okay.
Yes.
Then?
All wealth. No.
Then?
5 हो गया Mataji. One is left. Fame, beauty, wealth, intelligence, renunciation, and one.
All power.
All
Everything.
power.
I think some people are writing too. All renunciation. Okay, Sumati Mataji wrote. Thank you. Yes. So a conditioned soul, like I have so many attractions in life, right? So, but then they actually, if I literally study, if you literally like try to decode your heart, they come down to one of the 6 in one of the 6 categories. Like we get attracted to somebody who's very knowledgeable, right or wrong? Or a illiterate person is attractive. What is attractive?
Knowledgeable one, Mataji.
Right? Somebody is very beautiful. They have a very beautiful body. We get attracted. We want to know how come what are your secrets, right? And then when somebody is very famous, then we get attracted. Our attention gets attracted. So on and so forth. So we all can actually look that we are attracted to one of the 6 elements, but the real attraction is in Krishna. Okay, so what I was saying originally is that this particular prayer is inculcating the element of faith. Of course, all the 9 stages according to the acharyas, but most prominent is the faith, because the conditioned soul has no faith in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the faith word is described in many ways. I, of course, like what my spiritual master says. He says that faith is a instruction where there is an activity attached to the instruction. Right? If I say have faith in yourself, or have faith in me, or have faith in this subject, or have faith in this, what does it really mean? Said, okay, you have faith because there is an activity attached to it which will manifest you to get what you want. For example, if a child is going to give exam and the child is feeling nervous, don't we say have confidence in yourself? We use it synonymously, like have faith in yourself. So what does it mean that have faith in yourself, that you will be able to do the activity of writing an exam. So the faith is like you have the instruction which has an element of activity attached to it. Am I going too deep? Am I going too shastric? Because then you have to stop me. Yes, no?
No, Mataji.
The problem is that we're not sitting in the temple hall. So when we sit in the temple hall together, and then it is like very easy. But right now, I am only seeing my own self, which I'm trying to not to see. But then that's all. One camera is on. Oh, Sita, turn on the camera. Oh, Radha. I thought you were at work. So, okay, so that is what is faith. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to give us that element of faith in the conditioned soul, that please chant the holy name of Krishna. Okay, that's another. And then also it has an element of sadhusanga and bhajan kriya. So the three elements, all 9 are there, but most importantly Shraddha, and next important is sadhusanga, and then next is bhajan kriya. Now, like that verse 2, when we go, I will keep explaining, has anartha nivritti, third has nishtha, fourth has ruchi, like that, fifth has asakti, sixth has bhava, seventh has prema, and eighth has prema. So prema and prema, seventh and eighth. And also all the Vedic literatures culminate in 3 things. All the Vedic knowledge culminates in 3 things. We discuss very loudly, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita classes. What are those 3 things that it actually comes down to? All the Vedic literatures come down to explanation of 3 things. What are they? I haven't had anything to eat yet, so I will eat this. What are those 3 things? What are they? Which Krishna explains. Okay, I'll give one more hint. Okay, then you have to raise your hand. Which Krishna explains. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna explains in Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, 10.8 to 10.11, and we loudly shout. That actually it comes in 15 chapter 2. But yes, what are those 3 things that Vedic literature culminates to? Now, I am taking you to a postdoc study of Krishna consciousness, but we don't know ABC also. So you have to at least tell me the ABC. What are those 3?
Param Krishna, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Parameshwaram, Param Uttamam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, what are they? Yes, Sita, you have words. What, Sumati Mataji?
Is it Om Tat Sat?
No,
Because
no.
before starting any Vedic or anything, you start with this.
But that's not the conclusion of all the Vedic. Yeah, I mean, yes, that is the conclusion of all the Vedic texts, but that's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
So you're I don't know. I have to think about it a little bit. That now that you have put it on my head, but that's not what it is here. Sita has words in her mouth. Yes.
No, is it just like what are the activities I'm doing in Krishna consciousness? What is the benefit? What is my relationship with Krishna, and what is the benefits I'm getting after for those activities?
So can you tell me the Sanskrit?
It's coming and it's not coming. Hold on one second.
Okay, very nice. So it's Sambandha Gyan, Abhiday Gyan, and Prayojan Gyan. Okay, I remember it with SAP. Sambandha Gyan, Abhiday Gyan, and Prayojan Gyan. So Sambandha Gyan is what is my relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? And then what is the activity in that relationship? And then what is the goal? Why am I doing it? So this is also explained in all the Sikshashtakam prayers. Okay, you got to remember that all the 8 prayers have all the elements of Krishna consciousness, everything. And these prayers are explained, and based on these foundational prayers, our acharyas have given us so many writings, so many. Okay, now this is a brief introduction. We come to the first prayer. Now, as I said, there's a lot of faith. I mean, after you read this prayer, there is no way that you're going to be attached to your chanting. There is no way. If you have heard it from a proper source and really understood and tried to execute, you're going to be in love with your chanting. Okay, my spiritual master says you should always say before chanting, of course, these prayers, but you should say, I want to chant, I like to chant, and I love to chant. So these prayers have this prayer. This prayer has 7 benedictions to the conditioned soul. 7 benedictions are there in this prayer. Okay, and each of the prayer, each of the benediction is ending with the word Nam. So the benediction is that we get attached to chanting of the holy name, but each benediction that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving to each one of us who is reading it and hearing it and relishing it is ending with the word Nam, which means the holy name of Krishna. So first benediction, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Okay, second benediction, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Third benediction, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitarinam. See, it's always ending with Nam. Then fourth benediction, Vidyavadhu Jivanam. You see? Fifth benediction, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. See, again, the name ends with Nam. Then sixth benediction, Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadhanam. Again, every benediction ends with that you get attached to chanting the holy name of Krishna. Then last benediction in this prayer, Sarvatma Snapanam. So again ends with Nam. And then all glories to chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And I don't know how many of you paid attention, but when we read the translation is upside down. So last word is Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, but in the translation it says, let there be victory for the chanting of the holy name. So the last thing which is written is translated first, because this is the main goal. Okay, this is the main goal. So first verse, or first 5 verses, every first 5 verses are actually giving us Sambandha Gyan. That what is my relationship with Krishna? But, because it's not like but. There is a but there. All the 8 verses have Abhidheya Gyan. Like what is the goal? Okay, I'm sorry, what is the activity? What is the activity in that relationship? Okay, so too much, right? You tell me if it is too much. But anyhow, it's very, very beautiful. So let's talk about this, my dear mind. So Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So Cheto means, Cheta means heart. Darpana means mirror. And Marjanam means cleansing the mirror. Right? So what happens that let's talk about a little bit about the mind. So my spiritual master discusses different levels of, I will try. Okay, consciousness. It says, you see, our mind has something called collective consciousness. Collective consciousness means that, by the way, it is the same mind with which we came down to the spirit, from the spiritual world to the material world from time immemorial. Each and every gross body that we have been taking in this material world for immemorial what do you call manifestations? You know, it manifests and vyakta, avyakta, and then unmanifest, and then manifest, and then unmanifest. Like that, whatever time period we have been here, we have the same mind. Same mind. You know, if I was what do you call a bird flying in the air, I had the same mind. Now I have a body of Prem Kishori, so I have the same mind. And next life, I don't know where I'm going. Or if I go to spiritual world, then the mind will be like purified. But if I don't, if I miss the chance, then same mind will carry. Okay, so that is what is called as collective consciousness. That's why no two people see the same thing as same. And because of this collective consciousness of so many lifetimes, we develop something called reflective consciousness. We reflect what's inside of us outside. Like, for example, you must have heard that saying, right? If I show a glass full of half filled with water, some people will see half filled glass, some people will say half empty glass, right? Because, so that is reflective consciousness. So from what is inside, how I am perceiving my life is what is coming out outside. Okay, so this is called reflective consciousness. And Prabhupada tells a little cute story about it. So Prabhupada says that there is a house and there are one elderly couple, and the lady is cooking in the kitchen, and the gentleman is reading newspaper, and he's sitting in a room. Okay, but he's hard of hearing. So he's asking his wife, when will the food be ready? And she's saying, don't disturb me. Just read your newspaper. Just don't bother me. When it will be ready, it will be served. So he doesn't hear that because he's hard of hearing. So he thinks that my wife is hard of hearing and she can't hear me, so she's not answering. So he asks again, when will the food be ready? So she says again, didn't you hear what I just said? Just read your newspaper and don't disturb me. And then he doesn't hear that either. So he thinks that my wife is deaf. She can't hear me. See, you see, so that's called as reflective consciousness. Actually, he is deaf, but because he is perceiving that he's perfect and there is nothing wrong with him, so he's perceiving that his wife is dead. But that's reflective consciousness, what we are seeing inside. Okay, but beyond this domain of reflective consciousness and the domain of collective consciousness of our mind for many, many lifetimes, there is something called subjective reality. Okay, subjective reality means that it is beyond this ruffle of all these mind games, beyond this ruffle of all these mind games. And that subjective reality is Krishna. Okay, it's Krishna. That's Krishna consciousness. Krishna explains and gives a glimpse of that subjective reality in many places in Bhagavad Gita. He says the definition of a humble sage, right? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. That verse in 5th chapter and also in 18th chapter, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. Or Vidya Vinaya Sampanne is like a humble sage by virtue of true knowledge sees a dog eater or a elephant or a learned brahmana to be the same. So that's subjective reality because they are able to see beyond this conception of whatever I said, collective consciousness and reflective consciousness, Atma. They're able to see that there's something beyond it inside this, and that's Atma. And actually, Atma belongs to Krishna. So it's Krishna's property. So but what happens that when we have that, we all have it, because that is why we love to hear about it. If we didn't have it, we wouldn't love to hear about it. I'm paying more attention to the children now when they talk. So you pay attention to yourself and to people around you and to the children or whoever. One realization that came to me the other day is that we really like to talk good about ourselves. We really like to hear about ourselves. Now, how many of you would go as the little children to go to your parents and say, Mama, tell me what I used to do. What is it that I used to like when I was 4-year-old? Or how many of your own children ask you this question? That tell me, what did I do? What did you used to do with me? Tell me.
We all like to speak about our childhood, Mataji.
Pranav ask?
Minus mothers.
Does Pranav ask you? So, yes.
Yes, Mataji.
So we all like it, right? We all like to know that what is good in me. Tell me. And that's the foundation of the relationship. And Krishna knows that, and Krishna says that all the places. You're very good. You're Satchid Ananda. You're mine. You have a house which is full of bliss, and there's so much to enjoy. Come back, come back, come back. Okay, and we like it. And that's why we hear about Krishna. If you hear from proper resource or proper source, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through Srila Prabhupada, to pure devotees who have dedicated their lives to go back to Krishna or to serve Krishna, then we feel very nourished. We feel nurtured. Okay, so but what happens, and that is the qualification of the heart, because it's coming from the heart. But right now the heart is contaminated. It's like, I think I quote this verse a lot in 3rd canto, 26th chapter, verse number 22. Sakshittam avikaritam Shantitvam iti chetasaha. Prabhupada explains that verse, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, 22nd verse, that actually the Atma is very pure, like a pure raindrop. Like if you go on the top of a Himalayas, very, very top of Himalayas, and it's raining over there right on top of your head, you catch the rainwater in a glass, you can drink it because it's so pure, right? are wrong, or you need a purification system. What is it called? Purell, or I don't know what else.
It's pure, Mataji.
Pure, right? But as the raindrop passes, it's as the rain drop passes through the layers of atmosphere, comes down, comes on top of the clouds which is covering the city, it acquires contamination. And then when it comes down, falls on the ground, the contamination becomes more thick. Now we need a purification to purify it again, right? Because now it is not relishable, but it was relishable when it originated. The Srimad Bhagavatam says that is the nature of Atma. But because now we are covered with the mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, we think like, I can't. This is very hard. I can't do it. Or 40 minutes. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Or what happens is that I am not able to. I cannot. Or I'm very good. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need Krishna consciousness. People are there too, right? Who say, I'm good. I really don't need to listen to all this right now in my life. So, because the thicker the covering, the harder it becomes. But Krishna consciousness, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so nice that it actually cleanses the mirror of the heart. So now we have to clean it. And how do we clean it? By chanting Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or the holy name of Krishna, is so merciful. It is said that a devotee goes to Krishna and says, Krishna, give me your mercy. And you know what Krishna says back? Krishna says, you want my mercy? Okay, chant my holy name. Because in his holy name, the mercy is there. Okay, now Bhava, thank you. When Maharaj calls, then I will disconnect. I have the phone. Thank you. So Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. So Mahadavagni. So Bhava is this material world or material existence, and Mahadavagni means forest. Mahadavagni means blazing forest or forest fire. I apologize. Davagni means fire. Mahadavagni means so dense as if it's the forest fire, like the whole forest is burning. Like sometimes in America, in the West Coast, we hear the news, right, that there was a wild forest fire. So they try to extinguish the fire using the water, but nothing happens. And sometimes the fire goes on for days and weeks. Automatically it catches the fire for friction in the dry hot weather, and then it goes on burning and nobody can do anything. So the material existence is like that. Our material world where we are is not a very nice place actually. Some Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada compares this place as a toilet room. Can you make a toilet room your kitchen or your DD room? Can you do that?
No, Mataji.
Can you cook in your toilet room? No, right? Because the consciousness is so contaminated there. So like that, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, he used, because it connects, we can relate to what he's saying. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada was called as Tiger Acharya. He would be like so direct. This place is like a toilet room. It's not good at all. Somebody may think that it's good, or sometimes it is good. Sometimes it is good. You see, I have so many good things. Okay, Krishna says Dukkhalayam, like it is a place of dukkhas, different varieties of dukh or miseries, alayam, and then it is temporary. Whatever adjustment I might do to eliminate my dukkha will be vanquished. And then okay, but then I'm not impressed. I am still convinced that I can make this place nice by my own endeavor. I can have a good life. People say that, right? I can have a good life. Now if you ask them a definition of good life, then again the answer will be based on a collective consciousness and reflective consciousness. It will not be a subjective reality. Each one of us will have a different definition, because if we are not trying to become Krishna conscious, we'll be like living that reflective consciousness. What does good mean to me? To somebody good means eating chicken. Somebody it means it is bad. So what is good, what is bad? Like who decides that, right? So subjective reality. Anyhow, so coming back to the main topic, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra quietens that material misery down. Like as much as if there is a forest fire, the fire brigade will fail there horribly, terribly, right? But if Krishna sends showers of rain, the forest fire will be extinguished. Everything will be set in place. Like that, we are burning, always anxious. With either with three miseries. What are the three miseries? Yeah, who can tell me? Three types. This is the advanced class people, right? Nobody's new here. They all tolerating me for a long time. So what are the three miseries?
Adhyatmik,
Adidevi.
Very nice. So can anyone in this class say that I am not suffering from any adhyatmic? I know I love my skin, I love my weight, I love my hair. That's adhyatmic, or my mind is so good. I'm always peaceful. I don't get tired. Can anyone say like that? Everybody?
No, no, Mataji.
Even a small child has a dirty diaper, adhyatmic misery. Come clean me up. Come feed me. Even everybody from before we are born, this begins adhyatmic misery. Then okay, that is not enough. Then Adi Bhautik. Oh, family is the drama. This is a big drama circle is not in TV. It's under family. Adi Bhautik, you did not do this for me. You did not do that. You did not tell me this. So that's we can all. I think I'm so sorry because that's Adi Bhautik misery because of someone else. As if my own body and mind were not enough. Now someone else comes and gives me misery, right? And then Adi Devik. Oh ho, बहुत ठंडी है, बहुत गर्मी हो गई. AC लगाओ. Oh, AC bill is now so much up. Right? Or they have a better AC. I have a smaller one. Or they have better heating system. Or they have better car. You see, that's not Adi Devik. Adi Devik is like that we can't regulate these things like temperature, right? Or even other coronavirus. From where did this fellow came in our life? Right? That's Adi Devik. We can't trace out. Or any other illness like dengue is spreading in India like that. So that's Adi Devik misery. That could be actually counted as Adi Bhautik too, because it is because of other living entities. But those living entities are like perishing. They are coming up. They're coming out because the higher authorities have allowed it. Okay, but the best example is, let's say it's very hot. Who likes 200-degree Fahrenheit temperature? And you sit in it. You like go inside a fireplace.
No one likes.
We want some kind of a relief, right? It's so choking. So those miseries. And then, so we are always we are always embarrassed by these miseries. And then we forget about the 4 primary problems. We are so much worried about solving the 3 secondary problems that we forget about the 4 primary problems. What are the 4 primary problems?
birth, death,
old age, disease, and death.
Nice. Birth, death, old age, and disease. That is natural. That we take natural. And this Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Devik is unnatural. But actually, everything is unnatural. Right? So we are suffering. A sober person will say that actually I am not happy. I am trying to be happy, but I'm not. The more I try to become happy, the more I become unhappy. Do you have that experience? The more you try to be happy, the more you find your sources of unhappiness. You have that by your own endeavor. I have that experience.
Yes, Mataji.
Many times. I don't have much.
So I'm thankful that some people can relate to me. So Krishna says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or associating with the holy name of Krishna, this Bhava Mahadavagni, it nirvapanam, it is vanquished or it extinguishes. Nirvapanam is extinguishes. It is like the mercy shower coming from the spiritual world, and chant because this will happen, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying it. And this is very nice. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. So Shreya means auspicious. And Kairava is a kind of a lotus flower. Chandrika is moon. So what happens? There are different kinds of lotuses. Generally, the lotus flower blossoms in the sunlight. But Kairava is a kind of a lotus flower, which we give its information from the scriptures, that actually blossoms in the moonlight. So the lotus is compared to the heart, like my heart or your heart or everyone's heart. Okay, and Chandrika is compared to the holy name. So this holy name is like a moonshine, and it is so auspicious that if it acts on the closed lotus of the heart, it blossoms. That means we become fully, our life becomes fully auspicious. Fully auspicious. There is no inauspiciousness left in any nook and corner of a person who is attached to chanting the holy name of Krishna. So that's Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitarnam. Okay, so another explanation given is that and this can only happen if the first step is done. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Because if the heart is dirty, how can we go on doing this? But then there is a little bit of a realization of the acharyas shared, that what happens is, when we chant Hare Krishna, and it is true, but tell me if you have faced that same thing in your experience of chanting the holy name. When we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are not chanting at a very at a Shuddhanam level, right? Not even Nama Bhas. We are chanting at Nama Prat. We are doing offenses. But sometimes we feel like sense of peace. And then the more we chant, the more we can see within ourselves that I have to work on myself so much. Like I have so many unnecessary things in my heart. From where have these things come, which were not visible when we were not chanting, but when we start chanting, these things become visible. Anyone has that experience? Yes.
Yes,
So,
No,
one sannyasi in ISKCON, Radhanath Maharaj, he compares to chanting in initial stages is like cleaning the coal. Like, if you have a coal, like say, and then you are like spraying water on it to clean it, what will come? More dirt will come, right? So it's something like that, that the more we chant, the more we get clear, because the more we see that I have so much. But in some people, it can work the opposite way, that I can't do it anymore because I'm so like horrible from inside. But we have to keep doing it. In the association of devotees, big other person thinks that this person is so advanced that they're chanting the holy name of Krishna so nicely. But the person who's chanting thinks that I have so many like garbage, so much garbage inside me, so much garbage. So that is a test whether we are really advancing or not. But if we ourselves start thinking that, oh, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, so I am so advanced. So that is wrong. Okay. Then there's really no advancement, because we are not working on ourselves. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows us the mirror. Here you go. You think you're advanced? Now, what did you do here? We come to know. Right? That's because the subtle body is becoming more and more strong by chanting Hare Krishna. Do you have any experience like that? Yes? The minute or no? You chant Hare Krishna. CM Radha Mataji is giving me a laughter. Sita is looking like, what is she saying? So, would you like to share, CM Radha Mataji?
Yeah, self-realization, yes, Mataji. So much of mirror, like, what all these qualities I do have. I'm coming into realizing all these things.
Okay,
which
very nice.
I was not able to. When you gave that example of a husband going and telling the wife when it will be ready, and he felt she can't hear, and he was repeating like that. I have those things. I can see it now. That mirror way. Thank
By
you.
chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Very nice. Keep chanting. More will come, but then it will get cleared also. Okay. So that's why a conditioned soul becomes very scared. Actually, I was thinking I'm so good, but where is this coming from? So they give up. But then the word of mercy is that keep chanting, it will come. Your real nature of Satchitananda will come. And this is also nice. Vidya Vadu Jivanam. So Vadu means bride, a newly married woman, a newly married bride, newly married lady. Jivanam. So a wife of a the life of a wife is a good husband. So Vidya is compared to the husband. Vidya here means transcendental knowledge or knowledge about Krishna, and Vadu is like us. Like so for a devotee, the life of a devotee or Jivanam is the holy name of Krishna in the form of this transcendental knowledge. So this is another benediction, that one who is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra will realize that Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not a chore. It's not a chore. It is my life. It's my life on which I am based on this. So this is also one of the aspects in time management, which we will, I don't know when we'll talk, but whenever we'll talk, then we'll realize that what is my center? What center am I basing my life on? Where is my time really flying away? Because my center is not proper. So we have to find out. So we'll do those workshops. I have a very great, I have great to know. I have an idea that after when we discuss time management, you guys are going to have to break up in small groups, and I'm going to send you to breakout rooms to discuss, maybe 3-4 people in a group, and then you guys are going to come back and then share. So this is going to be one of your workshops, that what is your center in your life, where you are going around in like a cuckoo, or I am going around like a cuckoo whole day, girl, this, but where am I coming back? Is my center material or spiritual? And if my center is material, then I am very nicely going towards, that what do you call that place where you have the it's actually a mud, but then it pulls the person down. What is that? It looks like very superficial, but it's so deep that it actually drags the person down. What is that called?
Like a quicksand.
Quicksand. Thank you. Like a quicksand. Thank you. So then it is like a quicksand kind of a scenario, or swamp. Okay. Yeah, Sumiti Mataji. Thank you. So Dal. Yeah, that is also nice. Thank you. So see, so then I am like dragging myself down. I got a chance to go back to Krishna, and I am again drinking a pot of poison. Right? This Narottam Das Thakur Prabhupada says, Hari Hari Manushya Janama Gavaiya, Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya, Janiya Shuniya Vishav Khaiya. Manushya Janama Gavaiya means you lost the human form of life. Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya, did not take the name of Radha and Krishna. Janiya Shuniya Vishav Khaiya, knowingly you drank the pot of poison. So if I give you this glass and I tell you, here you go, I just purchased this cyanide from the pharmacy, taste it. You know, so what we do is like somebody just drinks it. Is that intelligence? Tell me, is that intelligence? Is that intelligence? Knowingly.
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
So that's not intelligence at all. That's foolishness. Rascaldom in the words of Prabhupada, right? So what are you doing? Like, where is your center? So here it says that for devotee, this holy name is the comparison. This is so nice, right? Who can write this other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That it's like a newly born, a newly married, a bride, fresh bride. Her life is soul is her husband, and so for a devotee, the life and soul is this transcendental knowledge which comes from chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So nice, right? And then Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. So it increases the ocean of bliss. Ocean of bliss. There is a very nice Namanesha Prabhu many years ago when he was giving class. I remember I was just sitting right under his nose. He was giving class, his eyes were closed. And then suddenly he had this realization. Suddenly, he had this realization. I am so small, but my desire to be happy is so big. Like, I'm so small, but I want to be the center of the world, and I want to be happy, and I want to get all sorts of. How many of us are planning how horrible my day is going to be today, if it's day for you, or how horrible the night is going to be tonight, if it's night for you? How many of us are planning for horrible? Tell me.
No one plans, Mataji.
Or how many of us are looking forward for Christmas break? And I'm going to have so much relaxation time.
No, Mataji.
You're not looking for relaxation. So we
Mataji, in
are
COVID
all
times, we are
okay. So
sitting-
how many of us are looking to grow old and incapacitated and possibly lying in the nursing home bed and urinating and stooling on the bed? How many of us are looking for that?
Right, Mataji.
So how many of us are looking forward for a healthy life on our feet?
I do, Mataji.
All will
Man, everyone
Everyone.
looks for a healthy.
Very nice. And now everyone नहीं अपनी बात करो. We are talking, this is a personal talk. हाँ, was Anandam Buddhivardhanam. So Bane Navaneshwar Prabhu was talking about that. He was giving class. Suddenly he had this, and I don't know. I was like really stuck because it really came from his heart that we are so small, and my desire to be happy is so big. But we are not getting it. We are just doing puna charvita charvananam. Prabhupada tells about this. Ready? Prabhupada tells about it. Prabhupada says the man who is married for many years, or a woman, that I'm adding, but he says man, knows it's so much work. Any one of you who is married can say, oh, it's an easy peasy lemon squeezy ride. Can anyone of you say like that? It's not an easy peasy lemon squeezy ride at all.
Not at all, Mataji.
Huh?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Like a
So
pretzel,
much work,
Mataji.
especially the family drama, right? The melodrama of that. What is it called? Adi Bhautik, right? So, but then what happens? Then the man is old now. Okay, he's like a grandfather, let's say, or maybe great grandfather. So now they have children, and then the children have their own children. So you ask that man, are you ready to leave your body because one of your legs is already hanging in the grave? Now you don't talk like that, but then you you go and ask that, what is your last wish? And let's ask like that. So the most common answer, Prabhupada is saying it. Okay, I'm not saying it. I'm just putting spice on it, but Prabhupada is saying it. The most common answer we'll get is, before I close my eyes, I want to see my great grandson's children. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, Mataji, yeah. Grandson,
Right?
grandson.
Correct, great grandson. So that's basically that fellow knows that marriage is such a rocky road, but they don't know better. Oh, I have to go. Spiritual master is calling now. I'll come back.